Oh God, yeah. Alambara, Mama Africa so sweet.
Welcome back, viewers, to another African Healing Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Sherry Mamjara Tal, and we have our special guest back with us today, Dr. Salu Poo. One of my colleagues maybe last week asked me, or a couple of weeks ago, they were asking me, what does a nurse doctor do? What do, what do we do for the community? And I have like attention deficit disorder, so I don't respond like quickly to things. But now that I think about it, what we do is to bring research to the clinical practice. That's our main focus as nurse doctors. So the research that you have done, it's the onus is on me to bring it to people who need it. Okay. So this is like uh a divine appointment that we have today, because what I'm learning from you, it's going to go far. Okay. And it needs
Yes.
it needs to, because of what I've seen and what you've seen, you know, our people need this. Going back to the moringa, you know, people say it has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. And a lot of people don't realize our brain is made up of mostly fatty acids. you know? Yeah, our brain is made up mostly of fatty acids. So guess what? Why would it be a superfood? It has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. So,
Yeah, because it is a superfood because it have a lot of nutrients that are present in them. This is why, in fact, most people don't understand. Herbs, they have a lot of compounds.
okay.
You know, those compounds, they have a lot of chemicals. That are very good, like the flavonoids, the alkaloids, the tannins. You know it. You are a doctor. So these are present in almost one tree alone.
Wow.
So this is why, in fact, most people they get surprised from what herbs can do, because one herb can be able to do a lot of things because of the compounds that it has, and it is natural. It
Well,
is natural.
right,
Yeah.
Dr. Puway, hemp is probably the runner-up to moringa. I mean, hemp has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids as well. It has a lot
Mhm,
of benefits, and Black people have been telling the world for years, use
mhm,
hemp and marijuana for pain, for sleep,
mhm.
for,
Yeah.
anxiety, and on and on. No one listened until now. They can profit off of it and push
Yeah.
us to the side.
Because they want to make sure that they eliminate it, because before you use synthetic, what would I say, synthetic um, uh, medicines that would you be used, you know, then it's better for you to use the natural ones. Yeah.
Exactly. Now
Yeah.
everything's
You
synthetic.
have to use synthetic things. Is used to
Right.
use like the marijuana. The marijuana now, many countries are very clever now. They have legalized it for medicinal purpose.
Of
They have
course.
given license. They have given license to certain farmers who are farming it for medicinal purpose, right? And I'm sure in the next years, most of the African people also would be wise enough to do that, right? The
Right.
CBD oil, is, as we know, is one of the best
Yes.
oils,
Yes.
right? So why is it that we are only looking at the negative part of marijuana, right? It
Mhm.
makes the people intoxicated. It makes this. It's made that. But what about the positive gains that marijuana have? This is why clever countries, they have legalized it and then make sure that at least they give license to people who want to grow these things, like Nigeria, like in Zimbabwe, you see,
Mhm.
and many other countries, right?
Lesotho, Lesotho.
So many other countries are doing it. So sooner or later, then these things are coming up, right?
Right.
Because all these plants, they have their positive sides, right? And they have their negative sides. So
Right.
if we are well organized, then we use that. Because before you use synthetic things, that make people sleep, right? And after all, they have bad effects,
Right.
right? Why not use natural things that will do well for now and even later?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
because
it
it
makes
could,
sense.
right,
It makes
before
sense.
before we
Hmm.
used plastic for shopping bags and plastic for everything, we were
Hmm.
using hemp for clothes, for everything.
Exactly,
Paper.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
bags and all these things you can make it. Yeah,
And it
yeah.
grows
So
quickly. The marijuana plant grows like within 3 months, right?
quickly, so quickly, so quickly. So quickly.
So, and right now, the people that have the license, for farming it here in the US, they can pay $400,000 US to get a license. So that kind of like keeps certain people out, that, people that don't have a lot of money but are interested in doing marijuana farming or hemp
Yeah.
farming. I know they always wait till you get till you get
Yeah.
busy, don't they? Yeah, so people who are interested in marijuana farming or hemp farming here in the US, we have to pay like 400,000 US to get a license, in Texas. So it's like in Africa, the where this all began, the people who uh were sounding the alarm, right? People who are African, Black people saying, use hemp, use marijuana. It's better than, synthetic drugs, right? And other
Mhm.
products that's ruining our planet, ruining our environment. So now that they have, decided to try to, market this marijuana and the products from hemp and marijuana, now it's like we're not part of that yet. How can we become part of that as Africans?
Anyway, already right now we are doing all our sensitization. We are having our conferences. We are having our radio programs. I am also infiltrate. I have infiltrated our university. Right. Just recently, I have a health lectures there, and then guess what? In the lectures, I have mentioned a lot of things, and at the end, the students so were so doubt about it. I said, those that are doubt about it, I will send you the full text of my lecture, and I will also give you, proofs. But guess what? When I did that, some of them they are amazed. They
Yeah.
said, on the whole, we have all these things. I said, yes. I said, in place of our own products, satisfying their production here, why should we seek for distant land products? All that we need, most of them, we have them in our trees. They are almost everywhere with us,
Yeah.
right? Almost everywhere with us. And then some of you who are now doing or would be doctors, why are you not studying natural medicine so that tomorrow we can be able to substitute some of the medicine that costs us a lot from Europe and then have it cheaper here?
Right.
When I said that, most of them were clapping. They
Good.
said that, definitely we are sleeping for so long. I said, yes. So now, goes so good. Some of the students that have now started diverting their attention to this thing, and so good.
Right.
One of them happens to get a scholarship for master's degree in what we call pharmacology. You know,
Okay. Mhm.
yeah. And then that boy is going to study plant pharmacology in Ibadan in Nigeria. Already we have one who have already studied that in Uganda, pharmacognosy.
Mhm.
Pharmacognosy is a science subject that study about natural plants and how to make medicine out of them. So
Wow.
you see, the amount of drugs that we are buying from Europe would be minimized if we
Insane.
have this team of building, right? Already, I would tell you about 60 to 70% of anybody who is sick in this Gambia here, their first point of call is the traditional medicine. Why? It's not a guess. Why? Because they have been used to it as a custom and a tradition.
Yes.
Almost every Gambian can tell you about one or two or three herbs that he or she have proofs in.
Mhm.
What if we have, synthesized them? and then make sure that we organize it in such a way that we standardize them with their dosages and everything, with their laws. In fact, that is what we are now pushing. By July, we are going to have a very good conference, a national conference in this Gambia here, whereby we will push the government to legislate all the traditional medicine laws, so that we'll be able to have headway in pushing up to make sure that we will be having traditional medicine practitioners in the hospital and the conventional medicine in the hospital working parallel, like Ghana is doing, like Nigeria is doing, like Togo is doing. This is what we are heading to.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
am I included in this?
Of course. Maybe July, if you are in the Gambia, you are going to be one of the speakers, maybe.
I'll
And
be
then
there with bells and
yes,
whistles on. Come
yeah, we
on,
want to have
neighbors.
it by July 1st. We want to organize a big conference whereby we'll have some professors coming from Ghana, because already we have a link with the Naturopathy University, the Nyakute University College of Holistic Medicine. Now,
Wonderful.
already we have got MOU with them, and in my organization, Strahas, about 10 of us are already uh, almost finishing the course on higher diploma on naturopathy and holistic medicine. So
Yeah.
at least to make sure that we boost the human resource base of our organization in terms of getting that knowledge base that we need to make sure we continue the challenge. You know, because
Yes.
when you want to challenge the conventional, you must also be well armed.
Yes.
And we are not boasting, but we are becoming much armed now to be in the battlefield to make sure that we challenge the conventional medicine and tell them this is good for you, but this is good for us. Right? This is your limitation, but here is our domain. Right? Yeah.
Well,
So, and this is how
I'm
the world should live. Yeah.
of course. And I was military. I was in the United States Army. So, and I know the secret to, winning the battle, it's having a good strategy. And from what
Please
you're
giving
telling,
it to us. Please give us
yes,
that secret.
it's having a good strategy. You have to know how to defeat your enemy and overcome yeah, overcome the people who are negative, you know, overcome those challenges. So once and as commander in chief, Dr. Pewey, you have to know who's on your team, and you have to have regular meetings so that you know their strengths and weaknesses. And if you have a good strategy, this is why America is a superpower, because and they dominate because they know
I can see that you are
they have a good
a
strategy.
strategist. You are a strategist.
Exactly. Yes. They they get into the command center, and the commander says, "Okay, report what you got on the enemy," and everybody gives their, contribution. And the commander says, "Here, this is how we're going to win." So it's time for us to win. Like I said, there's a lot of research that's been done by people like yourself, by PhD students, and it goes nowhere. Okay.